Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. And I realized earlier today that Summer Games Done Quick is going to be next week. So that will be fun and interesting, and I won't really be able to watch too much of it during the day because my day job involves audio transcription. So unfortunately, even when I am not streaming, I will not be able to listen to it while doing my work. So that's really sad. But today and many other days that I have been streaming, I have been wearing, if you hadn't noticed by now, a number of shirts that were sold from SGDQ, sold through the Yeti to support the charity for SGDQ, which is Doctors Without Borders. So I've actually worn several of these shirts from a few GDQ events. And, over time, each time a GDQ comes through, it seems as if I keep buying smaller and smaller shirts. Since, 2017. In 2017, that SGDQ, I bought XXXL shirts. Then 2018 came around, I bought, um, I think large or extra large. I think extra large actually. I forget, and it's too hot to check this shirt. Eh, more. Yeah, extra large is what I'm currently wearing in this shirt, but I know I can fit a large now, so when GDQ comes around next week and the Yeti puts the shirts up, I'm assuming that they're going to put the shirts up for the event. Um, I'm going to have a look and pick up some large shirts. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the cash in earlier in the year for the Awesome Games Done Quick marathon, but I should for this one for SGDQ. So I will definitely be buying at least one, maybe two shirts for that. So, today is more of the Pyanodon's playthrough. In particular, note I should note that the Pyanodon's Raw Ores had an update to change apparently mega mining drills to be at Science Tech 3, which I think is Blue Science now. And then there was another patch to apparently fix an issue that occurred during that transition, so there's that. And there was a few others that had gone up after the stream on Sunday that I don't know off the top of my head. Also, apparently, Bob updated a bunch of other mods in his sets and updated the clock to 17.6. But I will note that I still cannot update this clock mod. I still cannot update the clock mod. Am I delayed ever so slightly? I think I might be delayed ever so slightly. Let me... Okay, well, I just making doubly sure that I'm not incredibly delayed in my voice to uh the actual video. So anyway, this clock mod does not allow you to load save games from version 17.3. So if you started a save game on version 0.17.3, as soon as 17.4 hit, enough changed that it is completely incompatible in older saves. So this new version, I checked, I loaded saves. The saves do not function, or there is an error related to the clock by trying to load a save under 17.3 as my uh as that thing falls out of my headphones. So I can't update this, and in the meantime, as I play on my own, I'm still using 17.3, and I can't ever update to 17.6. I'll have to, once all of these playthroughs for streaming are done, at that point I have to like cut off everything I've ever started, every other map I've started playing, to then start using the most up-to-date version of the clock. So, today is Pyanodons. Last time, I very clearly was working on setting up the copper chain. The beautiful copper. However, I need more belt. I need to go up. I need to pick up more belt. I should pick up more undergrounds. I should pick up actual pipes and all that. I need to restock. I need to restock, and I need to make a ton of jaw crushers as well. And I believe I just need duralumin ultimately for those jaw crushers. Alright, ride the thingies for me to get the speed boost for riding on the thingies, the belts. Off we go! It's also incredibly hot right now in my office, and I do have a desk fan going, but it appears that I kicked it at some point, so now I'm readjusting it. Unfortunately, my desk fan, I can't have it on my desk, otherwise it would be vibrating the microphone, which we can't have that. Oh no, we cannot be having that. So I have it under my desk, pointed at my legs, which is great, but it does nothing for my arms at this point. Back up. Backing up. Give me this duralumin. I'll just sit over here to grab the duralumin. Down here, Jaw Crusher. Where are you? Right there. Needs more engine units. Needs more duralumin. Any other spot backed up on duralumin? Not here, because it's still creating those. Do I need to pull another one of these? Yeah, sure. You know, I can do... That needs lubricant. Lubricant is essentially vanilla in making it. Basically vanilla to make lubricant. I should be thinking about switching over to these recipes for at the least the fast inserters. Wait, what about regular inserters? Okay, so this requires 5 inserters on this better recipe to make fast inserters. This requires fast inserters. This requires regular inserters. So where's the thing to make 15 regular inserters? Oh, inserters. Okay. That's, interesting to note. So, if I just do the search for inserter, I get all the normal recipes. Let's have a look at timings. So, this is 8 seconds for 15, and it can only be done a thing that's like a 1.5 crafting speed through the automated factories in Pyanodons that I currently have access to. I mean, this is one every half second, so I guess an inserter normal recipe can keep up with the fast inserter thing, but I mean, shouldn't there be a inserter recipe with belts and lubricant? Just with iron plates instead of steel plates? It should be iron plates, circuit board 1, belt, small parts, and lubricant is what it should be. Let's actually do a search in here for inserters and see if I need to reset a tech. So all of these recipes came about by picking up lubricant, and I can see that this does not include a recipe for normal inserters. So the question becomes, is there a recipe for the normal inserters in any of the other techs that I have? Which it does not appear so. Uh, this doesn't have anything of note. This does not have anything of note. This is just a capacity increase, and this is also nothing of note. How fast does that move? Oh, pretty fast. I want those. Any hoozle. Now let's go and pick up more of these again. Oh gosh. Hello, other car. You know, since I do have rubber production and all, and I'm coming up on my pipes. Since I do have rubber production and can make some non-zero amounts of the rubber-based belt item, This reminds me that apparently Bob's Mods had in its most recent update, changed regular pipe stacks to 200 for his mod set, which I find an interesting decision. Don't know why. Don't know why one would need stack size 200 on regular pipe, but anyway. Moving right along. Grab a bit of these. Another stack of those. I'm carrying around a ton of stone. Let's not carry around this much stone. Okay, more jaw crushers. Engine units. Why are you not moving? Oh, you are moving. I'm just using all of the things very quickly. Okay, now I need to grab a thing of couple things of steel. And of course, the duralumin, which I'll probably stand here and grab. Let's see, I have 17. I think I had placed 9, and I need 24, so I think I have enough already. Yeah, I have enough of the jaw crushers for my current plans, so let's grab another stack of those and be on our merry way. Part of me is incredibly tempted to add Bob's pipes or some other mod that increases the pipe underground distance. Or better yet, it would be great, Pyanodon, cough cough, if in one of your mods you could add like better pipes that have better underground distance. I mean, so if I do pipe, there is technically this, but this seems more like an intermediate thing, these niobium pipes, because actual pipes have a length associated with them. So you see how these standard pipes have information related to the fact that they are pipes, like actual programmed as pipes. And the underground have a length, a maximum length associated with them. But these niobium underground pipes do not. Name, order, group, and subgroup. So they have the recipe information, but they don't have item group, order, subgroup, ID even. At least not in this debug information. Anyway, it's just that I don't know what the underground distance is on these underground pipes. I don't know if it's even defined in the mod code for those niobium pipes. But, you know, it would be nice if we could have better pipes. Or even have a bunch of different classes of pipes that offered upgrade paths. AKA Bobs. But with the Pyanodon types of metals. Yeah, that would be interesting, to say the least. Gosh, navigating this volcanic region always sucks. I'm so tempted to just go through and remove every single known entity of rock big black and rock big volcanic and rock huge volcanic and rock huge black and all of those. Just tell the game, delete everything. But no, I will wait until I have robots to do it for me. And I will have my revenge. I will have my revenge on the rocks. I could make the robots now, technically. Like, that is something I could do now. But I am, of course, focusing on the back-end stuff and things. Whoops. And that, as they say, is that, and that should be a line of 24. Cool beans. Let's get everything going. All belted up. Cool. And this is very fortunately going to be relatively even outputs. Even though I know that one of these is only a 50% chance, so even with 24 of these, it's still only 80%. I think what I'll do is here do a belt balance. Just in case. And technically speaking, let's do this one further out. Clear that, and make sure I am fully balanced before going out and to here. Now, eventually this will fill with a bunch of landfill, but I can use the landfill. And I want to use the landfill. Maybe I should set up, like, if this doesn't, or if this fills up, I should have something so that the stone can go and be voided elsewhere, but I'll worry about that later. So, what was I working on? What was the next step here that I need? That is a very good question. So, I have the grade 3 being produced. I need to deal with the copper rejects. So the copper rejects, these are what will become gravel, and these require impact crushers, if I am not mistaken. If I am remembering correctly from last time, this is the impact crusher area, and I need apparently... How many of these? 8. Exactly, 8. Okay. Fortunately, I am now behind my ore patch, so I don't need to worry too much about that. And this will, of course, take the rejects in and make grade 3 copper. Ooh, it looks like I will be using these as well for chrome and for even more efficient iron, which... Oh, and for more efficient lead, for that matter, and uranium and zinc. So nickel, uranium, zinc, lead, iron, copper, and chromium will need these machines. So it looks like I'm going to be needing lots of these machines going forward. I think I'm going to have to do the iron even better, even more efficient iron at some point. Perhaps I will do that after I get red belts. I'm thinking I will want to do this after getting red belts, even further increasing my iron efficiency. But for now, I'm going to make these rejects, and I'm going to convert them. And this is a 1 per second input, so it doesn't really matter which type of inserter I'm using on these inputs, but what I do know is that the outputs are going to be more than a yellow belt. Actually, no, it won't, because this is only a 50% chance of getting grade 3 copper. Now, here's the thing, excuse me, this line up is grade 3 copper. So this is grade 3 copper as it stands. And these will output only half a belt, ultimately. Oh, and by the way, this works because it's 2 belts in to 2 belts out. So even though it is technically more than 100% here, it's, or more than a full yellow, I am using 2 yellows. And it's only half. 53% of a yellow out here, and a 53% of a yellow out here. Which will, of course, get it will get balanced first. I guess technically speaking, I should at least attempt to do balancing before and after all these. I like being balanced. I don't need this one per se, but yeah, actually yes, I do need this one. I just want to make sure that nothing backs up on me. Then I'm going to have this input as 2 belts in and gravel out, so let's see, do gravel, boinky, right side, that'll be my burner line for gravel, to kill the gravel, must kill the gravel. Speaking of killing the gravel, that will require some fuel, which fortunately enough I have nearby. So I am slowly but surely also reviewing all of this stuff up here. Did I put down a radar? I don't think so. Let's put down 2 radars over here. To start pushing back, filling in some of these gaps. I don't know if there's a land bridge here. Hopefully. Wow, a node for an actual rock of copper right where I'm having copper. Isn't that convenient? Okay, 2 burners is not going to be even remotely enough. 4 burners is likely also not even going to be remotely enough. Oh, hello, tech. Don't really need lasers, but logistics slots 1. I don't know. Long mine. Sure. So these will burn gravel. I will need to pull in a line of coke or coal or whatever. Technically speaking, I think I'll do it on this side. Where's my car? Over there, but I'm really close to this. I should use coke because I'm pretty sure that this process increases total fuel value from coal into coke. And I technically have 20% of a line for coke that is available. So let's I have 20% of my 4th line. This is not going to be the test spot. This will be the spot, I guess. Water's a thing. That little spot that I can't build through. Okay, that lets me now go bring this line up and over. Why do I have to do the line that's blocked? Up we go. Oh, that's so convenient. Thank you so much. That is highly convenient of you. Highly, highly convenient. Hello, Coke, and welcome to the party. So Coke has a fuel value of 5, coal has a fuel value of 4, and the process that I'm using for making Coke produces more Coke per unit coal. So ultimately, there's a lot more fuel value being produced in total through this process, so I should use this additional fuel value, make good use of the more fuel value than just by using coal straight up. Now, I do need to add a lot more of these, because burners... 4 burners won't be enough to burn 8 units per second of the gravel. However, I will continue making things. I'll continue my progress. So, next, I have those impact crushers. It is... now 13 automated screeners. 13 automated screeners. So now we're looking at the... and of course, I have to do the outputs here as well. So I'm not ready to move on quite yet. This gives 50% chance. So I am going to do this again. To do at least some degree of balancing. Go in and then balance here. That should work. Okay, next. 13 automated screeners. Now, how do I want to do a setup of 13? Well, did I actually set... Okay, so it's exactly 13 that I have here. There is the option to do 14. But... okay, I will probably have to just do this as one line then. And I can do this line here. No, I can't do that right there. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Let's do it here. And this will make grade 4 copper. Grade 4 copper. This one has a guaranteed 3 items out, so that'll be interesting. 13 using 11.56. Yeah, I think that's how that works out. It's 13 taking in 11.25. Okay, into half that. So this is going to be a lot more than a yellow. A single yellow, so do I have the materials to do just one more automated screener? I do, so I will do this as 2 sets of 7 And unfortunately I do have to move this a little bit further back. Because I am starting to actually run out of room. Now, if I want to do this as compactly as possible, which I probably should, I should have my input lane, one input lane being here, and I do have to split, and then up, and then do another input lane. But, yeah. Or no, I have to do it like this, which is not double input lane. Why am I thinking double input lane? I don't know. I do not know why I'm thinking double input lane. This would be an output lane, not an input lane. I don't need to split this. What am I thinking? Yeah, this would be output lane. And then it would go up arbitrarily. Now, how would that spacing be? Well, I would need this spacing. Why would I need this spacing in particular? Just because if I do... Oh, I am off one. Wonderful. Wonderful. Back one more with all of you. Because I need to do this. To at least put on airs of being balanced, even though I know it's not going to be balanced. Because it's an odd number of outputs out of these. These will always produce 3 outputs. Now, this is just one way of doing this. I could use filter inserters and do things with filter inserters, but I'm just doing it this way just because I want to do it this way. I just have to know that it's only going to be 11.25. Now, I only really need the one input here. My one input line. Hello, tech. And then each of these, yeah, I only need the one input. Whoa, that is not right. That's right. Then, of course, So now that we're here, I need to filter out these low grade rejects. Now, just one particular note here. Why are they not called low-grade copper rejects? Or copper low-grade rejects? Because low-grade rejects is a bit generic. It can apply to any other ore. It's not very specific that this is copper only. Because I just thought, the thought went through my head was, oh, these are called low-grade rejects. Can you actually convert these into other things besides copper? No, they only are used in this recipe for grade 4 copper out of classifiers. I am sad because that's the end of my coffee. Alright. Right. Wait a minute. Yes, this is exactly what I need. So... yeah, that's way less than a yellow belt out. Just making some room. Next is classifiers. I need 8 classifiers. Classifiers. 8 of you. I'm just building progressively further back to avoid water as much as I can. Okay, these classifiers are going to then do grade 4 copper. It's only a 30% chance of producing grade 4 copper, but it is enough to consume all of the items per second coming through. And these will make copper low dust primarily. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit ridiculous, honestly. Just because I'm basically blocked now by water. Suppose I could output the other way and start, like, reorienting myself over here. I think I'll do that. Yeah. Not particularly all that efficient, but this will actually make things a bit easier because what I can do is well, I think I just want to balance and then sort by grade 4 copper. Okay, that is that, as they say. Next is the... Well, next, technically, is converting grade... So this is grade 4. Excellent. Grade 4 then gets converted into Molten. Otherwise, I have to take care of this copper low dust. That is what needs to be taken care of next, is copper low dust. This will need 7 washers to turn the copper low dust into low-grade copper plus tailings. Lots of tailings. And low-grade copper gets cast directly into copper plates efficiently with hot air. So I will need hot air to do that casting. That's going to be fun. And then... Would it... I'm trying to decide where I want to even do the casting ultimately. Because my copper casting machines should be here. Otherwise I have to run my... my borax and my sand castings over here. Then the molten copper is done in these. So I'm gonna have to do this back at the borax production anyway, just to make the molten copper. So this is going to be grade 4 copper out, unless I run borax on my bus all the way up and sort of route borax out here, or start mining raw borax out here and doing some borax processing more locally. Otherwise, I think it just ends here, and if it ends here and I bring these over, it would be easier to do the processing out here, but then it's like, well, I have to move the stuff from here to here to align further back here of BOFs and things. Which, don't get me wrong, that's perfectly doable. It's just I have to run 2 belts. 2 belts all the way over. Excuse me, but I did not push M to cancel out of that. Why did you leave? I don't know. So I would have to bring, essentially, the lines that are right up here, I would have to bring them back, down, over, down, over, down, 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 over, down to here. This would be a lot easier if I had set up my rails, set up production of rails, and had trains, and could do that via trains. I think actually technically what I would do is I would pick up the ore and do all this over there, but regardless, this is the situation I am currently in. Boy. Otherwise, I just make the Molten, and if I can make the Molten up here, I can run the Molten via pipe down. One pipeline down and over. But if I am able to do the Molten up here, then I should also do the actual casting up here and just belt the plates out in the end, and just do absolutely everything locally. I think I actually want to do everything locally, which means doing a bit of borax processing and getting sand castings. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the sand castings setup down here. I don't really need a lot of sand castings. It's soil extractor, washer, and tar processing unit. Oh, it's creosote in. Any tar nearby? I don't think there's any nearby. No. Well, creosote I can bring in. That's not too much of an issue. But anyway, I think I'm gonna give this a think during a brief break. Yes, I need to take a brief break. I will be back shortly, and then I will get things going. I'm gonna have to go back to my bus anyway, because I apparently need to make a ton more oxygen furnaces. But, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be needing, crystal mines to get some local borax and process borax again and do all of that nonsense. So, I will be back soon. I have returned from my break, and I have returned with ice water because, oh god, it's so hot. Oh, wake me up and cool me down, please, ice water. Oh, okay. So I've decided to do a hybrid of the above, of the previously mentioned. I am going to, because I am assuming I'm probably going to have to do this anyway, I am going to bus my borax and my sand castings that I am already producing on my main bus. It will come up, all the way up the bus, and branch off and go all the way up to where I will be processing it. I will also be doing the washing, which this needs apparently more washers than I currently have. Okay. It's convenient to do the washing here because of this water, by the way. So this is going to do copper low dust into low grade copper. Just get these pipes hooked up, get my low grade rejects in, or my rejects, or whatever you want to call them, or copper low dust, I should say. My copper low dust, so low grade rejects to copper low dust to low grade copper. Jeez, this is a bit much. And then outputting those. And it is always going to output 1, so I don't need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know how the game handles the outputs on this. I mean, it's not even half a belt, so just doing a balancer here is fine. And ultimately these will be cast into plates through hot air foundries, which I could do here, technically. How many foundry? I think it's only one? Is there only one foundry that I need? It's not 3.5, it's 3.2. It's 2 foundries, okay. Two foundries and then hot air, which, I mean, I guess I can do hot air like over here. I just need a regenerative heat exchanger. And foundry. And of course some stone bricks as well. Non-zeros, I have to put these in. It's not going to be enough though. Or maybe it will be. Oh, and then pumps. Guess one will have to do. Shouldn't need a ton. Refined syngas. Oh, you do quite a few things using the advanced foundries. That's nice that they have purpose as time goes on. Okay, so hot stone bricks from stone brick. Stone bricks, hello. There we go. Now, I only have the one gap, but I'm thinking this will be faster even compared to using the long-handed inserters. But anyway. Any hoozles. Let's get that connected, get that. All set up. Screw it, I don't need to use all this space. Does not matter if you're balanced. It does matter if this is balanced, though. Ta-da! So this is going to be some plates coming out. Yep, plates. Beautiful plates. Beautiful plates. Beautiful, glorious plates. Now, let me then deal with the concept of the grade 4. So, these grade 4 copper that'll come out of there will go. It needs basic oxygen furnaces, but it needs a lot of them. How many boffs do I need? 18! Guess I'm not mining this one. 18 boffs. Let's do this over here. On this side of things. Eight. 12. 16. Oh, there's a... There'll be a thing there in the way. Okay, 18, huh? I need 14 more. Lots of iron, lots of wood, lots of stone bricks. Okay. Let's go get in the car. because this is going to be a lot of belt. I'm going to throw that out there. This is going to be a lot of belt. And then, actually, I want to check something quickly here, because I will need oxygen as well brought over. I want to check. It's only going to be 1.5 per second on the borax and half a second on those. And then excess will be going out to one of these, which will be half a second of those. So I will bring one mixed belt of borax and sand castings out here. I will be casting plates of copper out here, but I will also, outside of running the line of copper out, I will be running the pipe of molten copper out as well, and that will go to the molten, meet up with the molten aluminium for duralumin casting. So off we go. That is the plan. Now I need to bring a singular mixed belt of borax and sand castings out. I need to bring a pipe of oxygen out. And I need to bring a belt of plates to the bus, back to the bus, and I need to bring a pipe of molten copper back to the start of the bus. So that's the plan. A belt in and a belt out, and a pipe in and a pipe out. How many units of belt will that be? Probably about 4,000. How many pipes will that be? Probably about 700. So, yeah, that's... Let's go get it. Let's go grab those resources. I will need a lot of resources. Now, the reason why I have decided against doing the local casting of stuff using locally produced borax and sand casting is that that's going to take a lot more time. Frankly, it's just going to take a lot more time. Oh, and while I'm here, I have to also pick up the materials to make... Well, A, I apparently needed some more titanium. B, I need more oxygen furnaces. More buffs. Beautiful buffs. Now, yes, I am leaving my car behind, but meh. Sometimes I just feel like walking. Besides, I think there's another car over there. Swapping cars. And, you know, like looking at my bus every so often. Checking things, making sure everything is operating smoothly. Or relatively smoothly. I'll give you a guess as to what I plan on running first. Let's see, where's my... thingies, okay. Stone. Why? Did it, like, yeah, it stored stone on me. Ba 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 ba. Nine. That's half. Or less than half. That's 9 of 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. That's how many I needed to craft of the boffs. So now I can just Shift C, clean out some of that inventory. I think I'm good to go. I think I'm good to go. Now, I need to craft a mixed belt of borax and sand castings. So my sand castings are down here, borax is here. So I think it would be best to split off here. There. Oh. Stuffs and things are in my inventory. Alright. That'll be the belt that goes out. Where on the bus will it go, ultimately? I don't know. This line, I think, will be the line. No. This line. But wait, that means this is off? Absolutely, this is off. Okay, now I need the car. And is oxygen on my bus? Oxygen is not on the bus. Wow. That is disturbing. Shocking, even. Shocking that I do not have oxygen on my bus. Alrighty then, let's get oxygen on the bus. Oh, I also need some of that. You know, I'm going to steal these. I don't need this many here. Maybe I should also make some more. Why am I back here? Oxygen. Oxygen. The production of oxygen. Also, tailings. Hey, pure sand and wastewater straight up make tailings. It's a product of a lot of things. It can be turned into this with biofilm, water with filtration, crude oil with water and aromatics, logs, tailings dust, and acid gas. Okay. Iron oxide tiles. Nexalit! That I think will be the thing. Then iron slime as well, from oxide and tailings. Iron slime into unslimed iron into molten iron, I think, something like that. Something along those lines. Okay, so I will do this. But then I have to, like, do the whole, you know, Nexalit processing line. Which... Wow, you actually get tailings back to make even more Nexalit. By making clean Nexalit, which you can convert straight into plates, or you can make grade 1, which unfortunately I can't make right now. I don't have that tech yet. So I could make some Nexalit, which Nexalit, if you didn't know, is required for Mark II things. But so is circuit board 2s. Now I'm going to assume that Nexalit will also be required for things that are needed in making. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Nexalit Matrix, if I was looking up things correctly, Nexalit is used in stuff that I will need to make circuit 2s, I think. I think. This is actually not awful. This is not awful. Yeah, I would like to make these. Don't mind me while I just explore various things. Nexalit Matrix. Oh hey, control units. special smart parts. That's what I think I was looking at before. So that's not needed for circuit 2s. Now circuit 2s comes from optical fiber. Optical fiber is plastic, so I do need to go into plastic and niobium iron coatings, which is Kevlar and this alloy, niobium and iron. I'll need to do the niobium line for this, and Kevlar. Kevlar is copper coating into Kevlar. Copper coating is copper cladded cores and organic solvent. I'll need a way to get organic solvent. Cladded core is cladding, glass core, and aramid. Aramid is molybdenum and stuffs, yeah. That's glass silver, so that means lead processing to get to silver. Organic solvent is activated carbon. Olefins is... Oh hey, Nexalit. Nexalit, hydrogen, CO2. Yeah, that's... And then lubricant and steam, I think, actually might be the one. And then Kevlar. Kevlar is, yeah, stuff. Probably do the one with the organic solvent because you need to make organic solvent anyway. TPA is nichrome and liquid nitrogen. Nichrome, chromium, nickel, nitrogen. That's fine. Liquid nitrogen from gasoline. Gasoline from Nexalit. Tin chromium alloy stripped distillates. And that's a decent one for gasoline. Nylon. Nylon, blood meal, phenol, or benzene, ammonia, and chlorine. That seems like a overall easier process, maybe. Blood meal is blood and fiberboard. Yeah, okay, blood is Zipier rendering from Zipier carcass, which Zipier comes from the Zipier artificial reefs. You need to add falgue, stone wool, saline water, and pressured water to get Zipier carcass. Hello, back. Anyway, I'm wasting too much time looking at circuit 2. Okay, bring this down here. Of course, I've used all of my pipe. Car. Wherefore art thou? Get in the car and start running this oxygen down. That'll be the first thing. Oxygen down and a pipe back that'll be used for the molten copper. There's that car. Let's crash into absolutely everything and break all the things on the way. Such is life with car. Off we go. So, first of a few trips that are in need of making. Whoop, that's not even remotely connected, thanks, game. So, pipe out to the outpost, pipe back from the outpost, belt to the outpost, belt back from the outpost. That's how this is going to go. Oh, probably 2 pipes back, now that I'm thinking about it, for the tailings. Oh, that's not good. Oops. Oops. Did not remember. Did not take note that I had water on this particular line. No matter. Oh, that just means I'm going to need another bus for fluids, another section for fluids. Up we go. How far up are we going? Probably shouldn't be this far up. Just gonna... This is gonna be tricky regardless, so how about... let's just go back a little bit. How does this line look? One more. One more. Let's try to avoid the water. And the rocks. Off we go. Zoom zoom. Bonk. Zoom zoom. Until the next bonk. There it is. There's the bonk. There's the next bonk. Oddly enough, I wasn't kidding when I said that it would be about 700 total on the pipe. That was actually an underestimate. I think it's actually going to be over 400 or over 800, maybe even 1,000 units of underground pipe in total to get a pipeline in and a single pipeline out. So we're talking like over 400 each way, each pipeline. Alright, let's get out of the car now. Fix it up, because it's taken a bit of a beating. And figure out where in the world I'm going to run this vertically again. All depends on where I'm putting the furnaces there, so let's do this line-ish, so I've got a bit of a ways to go. That's a little too far. Let's do here, this line. And run this all the way up. I think in future, even personal playthroughs or streamed playthroughs, if I'm going to be using alien biomes, I really need to turn off everything volcanic, because just the amount of rocks with this is too crazy. Way too many rocks in the volcanic zones. Maybe I should just go into the mod itself and kill all instances of the rocks in the volcanic zones. It's like just don't do rocks, please. Or tone it way down. Way down. Oh, of course the auction's on that side. So I have to completely reverse here. Excuse me. But there is one convenient thing that you can do, and that is this, and then I just can click and run, basically, and it'll just paste it over everything. There we go. And this way, it's just as simple as connecting everything up like so. Alright. Alright. Question of the day, do I do my next processing up here as well, since I have, you know, I totally have a source of 700 units per second of tailings. I guess I can just switch these. Oxygen. Glorious oxygen. I also need fuel for this. So I'll have a fuel line in and the grade 4 copper in. Fortunately, I have fuel. I don't need to worry about needing to fully run a fuel line in, because I actually have it! I have some glorious fuel. Oh, and then I'll need a borax, of course. of course I need the borax slash sand casting lane. That is the belt that will come in. And, realistically, I can just stick my casting machine down over here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this one up. One up and at the start over here. Or an additional up. And this will take the castings and the borax. But sure, why not get that? Let's make that as fast as possible. But this is actually going to be behind a... I don't have enough regular pipes. A wonderful overflow valve. Why are you going to put a thing behind an overflow valve? Put your molten casting into copper through an overflow valve. Well, the reason why I want it behind an overflow valve is so that I can essentially make sure that I always use copper to produce duralumin, because my priority is the duralumin that I will be doing by running this molten copper all the way back to the start of my bus. It was exclusively so that I can do some duralumin casting through molten copper and molten aluminium. I'm already producing the molten aluminium, I just have to get to the point of making the molten copper, which is here. So I have an overflow valve, and I have one of these. So that is exactly how I will do this, and the overflow valve will only allow the excess fluid in after it gets taken by the duralumin caster, because one of these machines can take up to 50 items per second on this, so that's just insanity. I'm not even producing 50 units per second in the end of molten copper, as you can see, with 18 oxygen furnaces, which is actually a lot of borax per second. That's actually a lot per second. Yeah, 47.25 per second on the molten. I think that's not very efficient. That is not a very efficient process. So it's non-zero, which is important in and of itself, but yeah. And besides, even if I had 50 per second, this is a freaking red belt of output. That's way more than I even really need on the copper plates right now. In fact, I'm thinking this alone, while not technically 12 per second on the output between the two, is more than I am currently demanding. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this in. No, not this line. This line. Now, how am I going to get this all pooped out at up to 30 items per second? Well, if I bring up, again, Factorio inserter speed from the wiki, I currently have... I'm actually going to bookmark this on my bookmarks bar. If I have a capacity bonus at +2, which I currently have, so my inserters can move 2 items per second right now. The long-handed inserters move at 2.4 per second, items per second. So 30 divided by 2.4 means 12 and a half, so 13 minimum of these. So ultimately, more long-handed inserters than I currently have. Otherwise, if I do 30 over 4.62, which is the red one, or these guys, that would be 6.5 or 7 total. So ultimately, how do I want to do this? I don't know. Does that equal 30 items per second? So that's 4 by 4.62 plus 3 by 2.4. That's 25.68. I mean, that's good enough for what I'll be actually producing out of this. Otherwise, I can expand 3 more out that way, and yeah, whatever. That is then more than 30 items per second. Not gonna have that right now, though. I am incredibly tempted to put in Bob's inserters, but no. No. Not happening. Not happening. Okay, let's run the necessary lines. So I have... This is the grade 4. That's unfortunate. There we go. This will be the fuel. Which, if I go down far enough, I should see fuel. Let's split that there and bring it this way. So that's the fuel in for those furnaces. I then will take more of these. Gosh, I hope this is enough. To destroy 8 items per second of gravel. That's all this is really for, is just destroy 8 items per second of gravel. How many is this? 11. I do hope 11 is enough. Should be more than enough, but anyway. Lastly is, well, not necessarily lastly, there's still several steps that I need to take among all of this. The question is, what do I want to do next? Do I want to do the pipe of molten aluminium out? I think I will do the pipe of molten aluminium out. I have nowhere near enough pipe to ground for it, though, so... Do I instead run the copper plates? Maybe? Yeah, I think I run the copper plates next. Where's my car? Way down there. Of course it is. Why am I running my plates this way? Why run the plates all the way out here? Can't draw a straight line for the life of me. In terms of belt. Go around the ore patch, please. Slightly inefficient to do this by going around, but it will ultimately result in straighter lines overall. And I guess I can go bring this out this way. Really, so many rocks. All rocks must die. I am approaching where my car is, as well. There's my car. So, welcome to the plates out. Unfortunately, there's so many rocks in my way. That's what you get when you get into the volcanic biome. Ha! Die, tree. You are in my way. Now that I'm out of the volcanic biome, there's a lot less rocks to worry about. As I said, less to worry about. Not zero. Okay, I need to then find my actual copper lane on the bus, which is here. Are you joking? Here I am trying to be at least moderately clever. There we go. Even though I know I don't have enough belt to run this the full way. I'll do the best I can. Alright, let's go get more belt. And then I have the task of reversing my copper belt, but that's a whole other issue entirely. Reversing it, removing the current casting area, and all that good stuff. I also need to pick up additional pipe. Lots and lots and lots of additional pipe. Undergrounds. Excuse me. Game, stop lagging on me. I swear, something hates me with a combination of something, I think. I think Bottleneck doesn't like some of the machines. They really need to make it so that you can repair from within a vehicle. Ah, that would explain things. Time for another crap chest. Don't need more splitters. Yeah, I think that's somewhat okay for now. Alright, well, while I'm here... Hello, belt. This belt needs to go all the way out. I wonder if I have a mark on this for my turn in the bus. I do not. Okay, well, this is... do. Then boink, boink, boink. And then... No, it's the... There we go. That will be important later. That I am just planning. Don't mind me while I scheme. Plans and schemes, schemes and plans. Ow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this belt up to the incomplete copper line. I'm going to bring the copper line back down, and I'll again refresh the belt that I have in my inventory. And then on the way back to get out to here is going to be a pipe. Making use of my traveling, my necessary traveling. Best use of it. La -di -di -da. I said I was going to do all of the underground shenaniganry when I needed to bring the bus up here, so that's that. Alright, so that starts the process of, like, reversing the copper, which I'm not quite ready to reverse the copper line. I just know that it's ready to be reversed. Once I start getting non-zero plates from this outpost, that'll be when I get this copper line reversed. I'm going to escape more things. Even faster handcrafting. Hey, the stuff. Stuff is moving. Slowly but surely. I wonder if I can get back to it before it even reaches the end of the line that I placed, the end of the belt that I placed. Excellent. Now let's get this spot that the molten copper will ultimately end up being run down. So 4 and 2 and you. So this will ultimately be the copper, the molten copper. Excuse me, but that is not connected. And I will just run this until I get to the end of my belt, and I'll run the belt up. See, it hadn't even caught up fully. Back up. Wow, I ran this quite far, didn't I? Aha, more rocks. Yet more rocks in the way of things, of progress. Next question is, where am I going to route this belt? This belt needs to end up right there. So it can be on the inside of this oxygen line, and that means I can just follow next to the oxygen line. No need to do any splitting or anything like that this far out. And ideally, this also means that because I've already ran down this path already with my car, the likelihood of there being any rocks for me to hit on this particular pathway is a lot lower than otherwise. But that doesn't mean that there won't be stupid trees in the way. Of course, there's also a few rocks. I hate this speed reduction for this particular biome as well. Volcanic biome is just really bad. I really dislike the volcanic biome for alien biomes. Because not only does it have a ton of rocks blocking everything, it's also got a tile speed reduction. It looks cool, but that's about all it's got going for it. And you've got rocks everywhere, plus tile speed reduction. That's just awful. Out of the car. Fix the car, please. Don't run away from me. Good, it's using the good stuff. And that leaves needing to put in inserters to feed here. Gosh, I hope 96 power poles is going to be enough, because I still have the monumental task of powering everything up and turning all of the lights on. Oh right, and I also need reds. More reds. Even more reds. I need 18 total. we go. Oh boy. Oh, need to reposition myself in the chair, need to drink some ice water. Got the last little bit of ice out of it. Ugh. Okay. Molten copper out. This is next. Then I have to consider what to do with the tailings. Gosh. It's been 2 hours and 16 minutes since the start of the stream, which leaves like less than 45 minutes left in the stream for today. And we still haven't actually turned everything on. I'm still not done yet prepping all of this. I feel like I did so much prep work last time, but just at this point it's all down to logistics. That's all that's really left, and unfortunately logistics just takes time. Because once I run this pipe out, I then have to likely do calculations on either producing Nextlet or just demolishing slash voiding the tailings. It's 700 units per second of tailings, though, or thereabouts. Why don't I just do this from the, you know, the belt that is moving in the correct direction. You know, the one that you ran by running on it, so there shouldn't be any rocks in the way on the whole line. Gosh, I feel so slow going over this volcanic biome stuff. Tiles. At least I know I have enough pipe to ground. At the very least, I have enough of this. There we go. Speed. Glorious speed. Getting out of that volcanic biome. Hey, there's the borax and castings. Alrighty then. So if I do this 1, 2, 3. This should be the line. Should be the line. Let me double check. Yep, it be the line. Stupid rocks. Eventually, I'll run into every single one and I won't have to worry about them ever again. But as I continue expanding, I'll have to keep worrying about them. Alright, how many freaking sinkholes? So a sinkhole does 60 items per second. I'll need 12. Yeah, looks like I need copper plates. Oh boy. Gee, I wish I had copper plates right about now, so I can make a bunch of sinkholes. Gee, if only I had enough copper plates. If only I had enough frickin' I have to go all the way back to pick up additional stone bricks. Really should just run those. Really, what I should do is I should run every single belt that I have down with stuff on it on the whole of the bus, and so that I know what's in use and what's not, ultimately. It's just a lot of unnecessary resources, or an unnecessary use of belt. Bit of a waste, really, if you're not actively using it. But anyway, let's get you grabbed so that I can make more of these. I want to have an excess of them. And off I go. Actually, no, not off I go. I need to run. I may as well hook up this line of molten copper to where I'll have my casting machine for duralumin. Interesting, that's on the same line. So where am I going to have my casting machine of duralumin? Probably... Don't know. Do not know. It will need, castings. Sand castings. So... Screw it, I'm putting it, like, right here. No, not right there, but you get the idea. It'll be next to what's needed. And yeah, it'll face that way, and in this way I can just connect like so. Hey, give me... Ugh, this used all my pipe. My regular pipe. Now I have to go grab pipe. Give me pipe. Okay, so that will be that in. I then need the molten aluminium in, which... Where even do I have that? The molten aluminium is here. So I just need to run that up and over, I think. head on down over here. I'll need to do a little bit of finagling, but I think, yeah, here, fine, whatever. Here, and then up. There we go. There's molten aluminium that will go into the casting area for more duralumin. This will produce significantly more than what I am currently producing out of plates, out of these. So these... they're limited by the copper plates, which... Oh boy, yeah. My mining of copper is not so good right now, as you can clearly see up there, which is why I have spent the entire episode today switching to a different area of mining, and oh god, the amount of stuff to turn two yellow belts into copper plates, or into molten copper, and dealing with all of the byproducts along the way. It's a lot. It's big. I think the copper has been the most complex line thus far. And then, of course, this is outputting 2.5 per second. I'm just going to do one of these dealies. For now. Excellent. Just add molten copper. And I have things that can deal with the tailings as a byproduct, and the copper plate belts all hooked up, and the molten's coming in, the oxygen's going out. I think we're ready. All I have to do is place down the sinkholes and power everything. Yep, sinkholes and then power. That is what's required. This is a really long line of stuff. Come on, car. You can do it. I really hate the penalty, speed penalty. I can turn it off, but then what's the point of having the biomes in the first place? La di di da, running this stuff up. Okay, so I need a place for 12 sinkholes. I suppose I'll do this out here. Ta-da! Power time! It is time to do power. Make sure I haven't royally screwed things up in any way, shape, or form. Because that is always an option. Okay, that's those moving. Ah, I don't have these inserters. Here comes things. Grade 1 copper is what's here. I very much likely do not have enough power poles in total for all of this. Oh well. Of all things that to be missing, it's wood. Okay. Hope there's wood nearby. Pretty sure there is. Oh, I am also missing the inserters here. Wood. Wood. But I only have 11 things of copper, so I do hope that I have enough power poles out of that copper in order to start making additional copper to make more power poles. Yeah. Anyway. Where is the wood? Wood! Glorious wood! Alright, now I'm out of cables. Hello? Glorious tech. Knew there was wood around here. Nearby, somewhere. That gives me 24 total. I need to then not power entire lines totally. But power enough to... Oh, that's convenient. Power enough to make sure that I can cast a non-zero amount of stuff. Okay, that technically will be something cast. Yeah, that... By doing that, technically I'll have something cast. Out of rejects. Shake, shake, shake. Alright, it's these guys that I need to think about. Watch, make sure they're going. Oh, I don't have the water hooked up. Okay, that's... easy enough. Do I have any offshore pump? Alright. If I'm leaving, that means that I'm just gonna go pick up additional thingies. Power poles. I'm gonna go all the way back to get stupid circuits. That sounds so freaking unfortunate. Thought of all the things except the one that mattered. Anyway, 20 more minutes in this stream, so I think plenty of time to go back, grab the rest of the things I need. And come back. Oops. That didn't break it, fortunately. Hello. I think I want to tap that at some point. I may just want to tap that uranium. Easily distracted. Going down. Let's not break anymore, shall we? Is that a... That is a backup of green science. I'm guessing that my red science is not moving because of lack of wood? No, there's plenty of wood. It's glass? Of all things. Of all things. Glass. Okay. Whatever. Give me this. Give me these. Give me those. Plenty of those. Give me those. Where'd the cargo? Right up here. Back! Back to the outpost! Maybe while I'm out at my outposts, I might use the rest of the time today to actually do the fixing of the water situation for the glass making. That would probably be important. Because apparently I seem to not be producing enough glass. Apparently that seems to be a thing. Oops. Thought I threaded that needle. Apparently not. Is that iron? That's tin. Another thing to tap into at some point. La-di-da. There we go. Just barely not hitting the, thingies. That was wood. Fallen log that I hit. And immediately have speed. Ugh, so sluggish. So sluggish over this terrain. It's so slow. And if I zoom out far enough, you can see the UPS goes down in volcanic areas. Alright, let's finish powering. Or no, before I do power, I need to do water. Water? Oh, water. And there it goes. Oh, really now? So, technically, wait. Why no? Oh, right. Power! Like, why you no moving? Why you no moving? Now you moving. It lives! The machines live! Shake, shake, shake! Get all of this powered. Because things are backing up. So. Yeah, I think I have enough to, kill all of the gravel for me. I think it's a sufficient amount to kill the gravel. Oh, ooh, hello. Just wondering. I think I was hovering in the 60s before this, now it's in the 80s. And soon to be likely in the 90s. If not more. Okay, so these won't work now, because I need to bring the power to the sinkholes. Yeah, so now they're going. 700, 720. This is the end. Getting these powered means having non-zero amounts of the molten aluminium. Not aluminium, copper. Molten copper. And that is, as they say, that. So now, if I look all the way back here at this, it's moving! It moves, it lives. It lives! Even more Duralumin lives! Technically speaking, I could probably even have like 2 of these going, but I would need more aluminium. And then, so what's going to end up happening is all of the pipes now have to fill with copper, so I have to back up on copper until I start being able to have anything make it through this overflow valve to feed into the machine there. Now, technically, this should be pulling everything. Am I look like I'm fully operating, so this should be good. Yeah, this should be shrinking on that lane. I think we're good. I think we're good, folks. I think I have completed this at this point. Enough to say that I am done. Done with copper, and that is not enough hot air. Have more of those. Because I think that's partially what it's limited by. Also, more of these. That speeds things up dramatically. Seems I need a lot of hot air for feeding 2 of these. How much? Oh, wow. You actually use 200 per second. Okay, so this is going to mean I definitely need additional pressurized air. Unfortunately, let me see here. How much landfill have I already made? Because I am making landfill out of the excess rocks. Oh, that's unfortunate that the stack size is only 100? Really? I'm too used to angels, I guess. Mods including angels and bobs and maybe other things that might make the stack size 1000 or just bigger than 100. So I can now go about doing this, painting the water away. This works perfectly just as is. We don't need to think too much about this. This is simply an underground well at this point. It is a well. Four, I think, is the magic number here. It's getting the hot air in. No, it's getting the pressurized air in, all that it needs, and it appears as if it is in equilibrium. Just keeping watch on it, and that should be that. We're good. We're good. These, apparently I don't have fast enough inserters to, get everything out properly. Yeah, that works. Isn't this supposed to be like... Oh, it's up to 80% of the belt. These are 3.5, so yeah, it's not... It's like 2/3 of the belt, ultimately, once it goes through this backlog. Alright, well... I've got copper. The only thing left to do at this point is A, find my car, and B, reverse the belt on the bus. So I now need to take this all the way down to my bus. And use this line as my primary copper. However, we've only got about 4 minutes left, so I certainly will not be finishing this process of moving the belt in the opposite direction for my copper line. But, yeah, I'm happy that this is now done. I am now done with copper. What is the next thing that needs to be worked on? I have a few options. The options are titanium and lead, primarily, and chromium. Titanium, lead, and chromium are things that I am currently mining without doing casting processes. Of which I think the priority on those is pretty low right now. So, maybe, just maybe, I move on to something else. I need to give it a good think about what I really want to do next, what the next big project is, because what I just did was I massively increased the amount of duralumin that I'm producing. Ultimately, that was the whole point. That was the entire point of this, was removing duralumin as a bottleneck. And I very specifically did not go and fix the water yet for the glass, but never mind. Oh well. Oh wells. I'm going to do this on foot from here on out, because I need to make sure I do things the correct way. So yeah, I don't know whether or not I do want to go and start casting everything else quite yet. I do need to get into the actual oil and oil processing methods. I could use, definitely could use some glorious plastic. Could use some sulfuric acid for batteries as well. More specifically, I need lubricant, because there are some nice recipes to make belts and inserters with, or very specifically to make inserters with lubricant. Very nice recipes for inserters for lubricant. Watch, I'm actually finishing this before ending off. I'm actually just about fully done. May as well go further up, and I don't need any of this anymore. I need none of this anymore. But I think with that, what got done today, aluminium casting, I mean, that's ultimately what got done today, is this. Not even the radars that I put down here cover how much space it took to finish all of it. But yeah, so that's 2 yellow belts being fully converted into glorious things. Glorious things. Why are you backed up? Oh. It's backing up! It's backing up! For some reason, but regardless. Regardless! That's what got done. I'm happy. I'm happy it's finally over for the initial copper chain. I have to give things a good think, and next time I will move on to something else. I have a bit of cleanup to do with all of this and the old copper setup. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. I will see you all tomorrow for more of the Angels playthrough, and I will, of course, be back on Thursday for more of the Pyanodon's playthrough. I will see you all then.